months after the U.S. urged Americans to reconsider visiting Jamaica due to crime, the U.S. Department of State has reissued the Level 3 travel advisory. So 4 months after the U.S. urged Americans to reconsider visiting Jamaica due to crime, the U.S. Department of State has reissued the Level 3 travel advisory. And St. Catherine, St. James, and Westmoreland due to crime. The U.S. especially warned its citizens only to go to Clarendon if they're transiting to other parishes and to stay on the highway. According to the U.S. State Department, violent crimes such as home invasions, armed robberies, sexual assaults, and homicides are common in Jamaica. Says sexual assaults occur frequently, including at all-inclusive resorts, and local police lack the resources to respond effectively to serious criminal incidents. Emergency services vary throughout the island, and response times may vary from U.S. standards. Goes on to say the homicide rate reported by the government of Jamaica for several years has been among the highest in the Western Hemisphere, adding that the U.S. government personnel are prohibited from traveling to several areas here, from using public buses, and from driving outside of prescribed areas of Kingston at night.
Welcome back to the channel, hope you all doing great. Every second above ground, we have to give thanks. Many are not fortunate to be here amongst the living, but we remember them in our memories. In Jamaica, we don't live by the years, nor the days anymore. Our years has been cut to just a mere seconds by criminal. Isn't that a cause to be concerned? It's sad to hear that within 4 months, the United States Department issued travel advisory to Jamaica, advise its citizens not to travel to the country, and if you visit designated areas, not to go for their safety. It becomes a major problem when the crisis starts to affect the tourism industry, which the country and the Caribbean depends on. The tourism industry plays an important role in the Caribbean economy. Thousands of tourists visit the islands each year, which brings in approximately $60 billion of GDP. And generates 2.8 million jobs. That's the lifeline of the region. Jamaica earns an estimate earnings of as $1.7 billion. Without the tourism sector, they would not have any foreign currency to buy goods that's necessary to sustain the population. Basic commodities would be scarce. Food shortage would be the #1 problem, leading to hunger. How many wouldn't be able to plant ground provisions? Quite a few. With the knowledge, will the criminals turn to the fields and till the soil to feed their fellow brothers? Or will they refuse? If you're too young, ask your parents or grandparents about 1976 to 1980. That's a short trip down memory lane. Would we like to see those days again? Instead of clothes coming from overseas in suitcases, there is food. Fun facts: if the tourists come to the island, there goes the money. Remember, Jamaica economy is not diverse. Tourism, sports, music and culture is the island's backbone and the gateway to the world. Tourism is being ruined by gangsters, scammers and druggies. Give thanks for the female athletes who are still maintaining the level of dominance in the sporting arena, and my respect to the legend Honorable Usain Bolt, the fastest man ever recorded in human history, or should I say his story. Is she a heroine? She should be. Thank you, Miss Louis Bennett, for your dedicated years to our folks' tradition. You put our culture on the map as a cultural superpower. Is our music still relevant? Stoneboy and Sean Paul thinks our music that the legends put their sweat and tears into, so they could see the perfection of the genre and export it to the world as a beacon of light to all who appreciate. Stoneboy and Sean Paul must know that hip-hop, Afrobeat, etc. derive from original reggae music that producers change the one drop beat to form other beats. Jamaican are descendants from Africans, just as all blacks belong to the African diaspora. The music has lost the morals, it's not substantial. The young artists today only glorify gun scamming and drugs that's causing havoc in the society. They are not even deserve to be called musicians or ambassador of the music. Stoneboy wants to take our music and the singers are destroying it. Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, your names will always live on. You guys deserve the hero's title. We all have a role to play, not just Jamaica Tourism Association. We must save tourism, create the environment to accommodate our tourists, build back the level of trust with each visitor to the island. We must fight this obtrusive crisis and bring back the country. Thank you. May Yahweh bless and keep you all safe.